They're the spiritual core of the film, and that's another important thing for Noah, because that's another big part of his journey. And his dad is called the Master of Birds. Koro is the Master of Birds, and he basically he's in charge of the eagles and the ceremonies that go along with the eagles. And Noah doesn't really understand any of that yet, and because he can't, because in order for him to understand that, he has to go out. He has to see what's in the valley beyond. He has to learn about how the world works, and you know, by the end of the movie, he's kind of fed his spiritual side with what he needs in order to be ready to have a relationship with an eagle. So Suna, Anaya, and Noah, we were born, we say, within a sunset. So we were born on the same night, and we've pretty much spent our entire lives with each other, bunking together, hanging out, climbing together. You know, we were born within a sunset, we climbed together. And that was sort of the way in for me with Noah, was these improvisations with Travis and Lydia, who play those characters, where we really found this dynamic that was completely organic, which was the coolest process for finding a character that I've ever been through, because it was just like, you just do it. Like, it was just impulse. And they both of them, we all have very specific traits and like kind of physical bodies that Elaine helped us find. And we kind of have a system going of like who's, you know, who does what and who says what. Yeah, it's my favorite aspect of the film, I think, because, I mean, partly because those two are so much fun to work with, but also because our scenes together are like, that's when Noah's not going through emotional turmoil. Is when he's with his friends. We were sitting on the floor, and we had to get up in ape school and become our ape character, get into our forms, and then he started interviewing us as the character, and it was the first time that I had spoken as Noah, and I had no idea what the voice was going to be. It was terrifying, but it was so helpful to, you know, be asked these seemingly kind of innocuous questions and then have an answer that was just there. And I didn't really know how it was there, other than, you know, I'd read the script and I'd done that kind of stuff, but we hadn't really explored anything ever. And then we started doing these improvs where, like, we would be in a room and we would throw a ball back and forth as apes with, you know, the kind of hands that apes have. We would just toss a ball, and it began, what I'm describing is the first instance of this, but it started happening almost every day, where we would do an exercise, and that exercise would grow into an improvisation that had no, like, setup. It wasn't like, okay, you are going to do this, and here's the situation, go. It was just like, we're tossing a ball back and forth, and suddenly we're trying to get it from each other, and now we're putting it on each other's heads, and now we're chasing each other, and now the whole room is in a frenzy of you know, playing with these tennis balls. Part of Ape School was working directly with Andy Serkis, which for me was insane. I think it's the only time I've ever been truly starstruck. I think the first time we met on Zoom, he thought I was a little, like, you know, strange, because I just, like, forgot how to function as a person. But he was so, of course, he was so brilliantly helpful in helping us, you know, find our characters and helping us tweak our characters and look at how the technology works with what we're doing. And so we had these sessions with him where we would do stuff in volume, where we would look at the avatars on the screen and like tweak things. But beyond that, he was kind of instrumental in us creating this world for ourselves of, you know, where this planet of apes is now. We would have these long discussions with him about our characters and our backstories and who we are and what our society is, and he would ask these questions, and like we all, you know, all of us apes kind of looked at each other afterwards being like, wow, no wonder he's you know, who he is, because he's asking things that none of us even thought of. I have a really complicated relationship with her because she's smart and she's on a mission like I am, and I think she's alone. I think that she's lost everything, and so we kind of bond over this shared aloneness, which then, of course, again, turns out to be a complete lie. But we really, in the middle of the film, we really kind of developed this friendship that is totally unexpected to me, because she's a Echo, and Echoes suck, which of course is then all shattered because she just lies all the time. But we still have to work together, which is interesting later on in the film, because I can't trust her, but I have to be with her.